Get Sports Focus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing, Ike's Love and Sandwiches, championship level sandwiches every single time, weightsandbars.com, build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts, and by South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust.
We had this game circled way back in January, and as expected, this ended up being the league title match, the Anza league title match. There's a lot to unpack here. First quarter action, I expected to see Los Gatos stop the Chargers offense. They've gotten enough film on them, and they definitely executed right from the get-go. GSF 7-on-7 5-star MVP Jaylen Thomas ain't messing around. That's a TFL for our guy, college coaches. He's only a junior, and he's a playmaker. Wildcats took over, and they went for it. QB Jake Boyd to Will Brennan. Must be Friday because Boyd and Brennan want to get paid. 57-yard hookup. Brennan stepped out of bounds at around the 3-yard line. And they didn't waste their time. Running back Emiliano and Mejia went for the knockout blow early. Touchdown LG, extra point good, 7-0. That was a 5-play, 60-yard opening drive for a touchdown for the Wildcats. Finally got to see Elijah Walker again in person, and he just made a nasty chew to get a few more yards. First down, Wilcox. Chargers moved with ease on this drive. GSF Heroes QB Armand Johnson with a laser throw to Will Ruff. Johnson is on our GSF Senior All-Star game watch list for sure. Same drive, Johnson to GSF top dog Jeremiah Lewis. I'm scouting right now. And Lewis, he's got talent. And they scored. Walker got the clearance needed from left tackle Justin Hilkema, a.k.a. Moose. Touchdown, Wilcox, 7-7. Los Gatos, they just look confident. Great battle here between two junior standouts, number 26, Molina Saleh, and Jaylen Thomas. Thomas made the grab and drew his foul. Second quarter, same drive, Boyd again to Thomas. And it's just another day at the office for Mr. Thomas, and Boyd got it in. 14-7, Los Gatos. Wilcox struggled the rest of the half, even though they had the ball more. Los Gatos was definitely more prepared. 14-7 halftime score. Third quarter, with about 5:30 left in the third, Los Gatos extended their lead. Boyd with a 74-yard bomb to Brennan. 21-14, Wildcats going wild. I really like Los Gatos and how they took away the run from Wilcox and forced them to get out of their comfort zone to explore other options, because they got guys like Henry Masters who's just waiting for that pigskin to come in. Give the man the turnover chain. I don't think they have one though. It doesn't matter because Masters just got his first varsity takeaway as a sophomore, and that got the Wilcox defense fired up. Jeremiah Lewis with a big hit on Boyd. I'm telling you, Lewis is a stud. But on the very next play, Los Gatos coach Crail went for the jugular. ZX, Tiger Sweet, Rainbow Razor, LPTA. I just made that up, but LPTA means let's put him away. Jaylen Thomas is not just a wideout, he's a receiver and a punter, and the GSF 5-star can throw deep as well. Brennan with his second touchdown of the game, another 70-yarder that extended the lead, 28-7 Los Gatos. Fourth quarter, Wilcox turned the ball over twice, and that was pretty much it. Los Gatos with the win secured the Anza League title. 28-7 final score. Stay connected to Get Sports Focus. I got some GSF Uncut interviews from this game coming up, including a special announcement from running back Emiliano Mejia. You're watching Get Sports Focus. Make sure to check out our social media at Get Sports Focus. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Defensively, that is a very hard team to stop. Yeah. And you guys did it. Talk about the preparation it took for this defense.
You know, we had a slow week this week. You know, trying to practice the speed that they play at. It was a struggle for us, but we came out tonight. We shut them down. We held them to 7. It was a great night overall.
I mean, it seems like you never leave the field. You're a punter. Do you kick too, or I mean?
No, I'm not the kicker.
You're not the kicker, but you're a punter. You play defense, you play offense. What do you like better?
Honestly, I don't have a choice yet. I'm just gonna ride it out and see where offense or defense takes me, and just decide then.
I like your QB, man.
Me too. I love it.
Talk about your QB and the year he's having so far.
You know, I knew from last year, as soon as he threw that first ball to me in practice, I just knew he was going to be successful on our team. He's carried us last year and this year. You know, he's picked us up when we're down. He throws the receivers the perfect balls all the time. He puts us in the best situations. He's our boy. He's our guy. We love him.
And Will. I mean, he's got 3 touchdowns today. 1 from you, 2 from Boyd.
Will's our guy. He's our receiver, you know, fastest guy in the league. He gets us better all the time in practice. He gets me better when we go one-on-ones, you know. He's so hard to guard. He's probably one of the best receivers we have, and he probably is the best receiver we have. So I love working with him, and I'm glad to be his brother.
And like Coach said, this is a very big win for you guys. What are you looking forward to for the rest of the season?
Now we're just going to look out for CCS because we're now league champions, like I said earlier in the interview, in the summer. So CCS championships.
Well, first of all respect to Wilcox. They're a great team, great guys. They're just competitive. And going into the week, we were watching film, and we know they like that slant on the weak side. So I missed it twice before in the game. My coaches helped me out. Then, you know, they said, hey, if they line up with that outside guy on the ball, just undercut it and pick it, which is what I did. So really, that pick doesn't go to me. That goes to Coach Farwell and Coach Clark. So shout out to them. And that's it.
In a game like this, it seems like getting up ahead is a big advantage. When you guys took the lead, I mean, that seemed to like just electrify the entire side of the stadium.
Well, it definitely helps. The fans definitely like it more when we're in the lead. But this team, man, we don't care who we're playing, where we're playing, the score. We give it 100% all the time.
And what is it like to go against your own offense during practice? Does it get intense, or what is that like?
Oh, it definitely gets a little chippy and intense, but it's at the end of the day, it's all love. You know, we're just getting better.
First of all, I love the offense. I mean, I love what you're doing on offensively. Talk about your weapons and just the consistency that you guys have been. I mean, you guys are consistently executing.
Yeah, you know, we've always run the ball really well, and so that opens everything up. And I think that showed a ton tonight. We didn't run the ball a ton, but previously in games being able to run the ball so well, it just opened our whole offense up. And so it was kind of cool to get to unravel everything for the first time and just, you know, stride down the field.
And like Coach was saying, this is a big win, 28-7 against a Wilcox team, like this year's Wilcox team. Just talk about the preparation and just being able to get it done. Like, how are you feeling right now?
I feel good. I feel relieved. You know, before the season starts every year, you mark them off on your calendar. And that's the big game. That usually comes down to the league championship. And so there's a little bit of tension this week, just trying to get everything perfect. And so it was just relieving, like I said, to come out tonight and just play well.
And I know it's going to be hard, man, to pick our ultimate game changer. Yeah. I think instead of giving it to you, I think I'm going to give it to your receiver. Oh, yeah. Talk about Will and just the way he plays. And I mean, you have a great receiver out there.
He's electrifying. Every time he touches the ball, he has a chance to house it. And he's so fast. When he's in open space and open field, there's no one can bring him down. And so being able to get the ball to him, anyways, running the ball, passing it, it's just cool to watch him, give him the ball and let him go to work.
You know what the crazy thing is? I knew you guys were gonna run that play. Yeah. Both times that you scored, I knew it. Really? But it's like unstoppable. Mm-hmm. I mean, how many times have you guys like scored on that play? I mean, I saw that against SHP too.
I think that's probably one of our best plays, you know, is just let a playmaker make a play. And so giving Will a shot and Jaylen the same thing. Jaylen's unbelievable, and contested catches especially. Just giving both of our receivers a shot downfield to make a play is a good luxury to have, and so it's nice to be able to put the ball up and just let them do their thing.
And like you said, that wouldn't work if you didn't have a running back that runs like Mejia, right? Mejia?
There's no one like him.
And
Yes.
I know, I was just interviewing. I was like, man, you're like the hardest running back that I've seen all year. And also, your line.
Oh, yeah.
Your line was very consistent
The
tonight.
line was awesome tonight.
Talk about your line.
Yeah, it's nice to know when you drop back that you have a couple seconds to throw. And so it kind of takes the pressure off worrying about the rush and just being able to focus on downfield and everything going on.
And finally, anything you want to say about Coach Crail and his staff? Your Coach Crail and your staff.
I've been with them for 4 years now, and this is my second year on varsity, and they've just always been super welcoming, and they explain everything to me with full detail, and so they make it as easy as possible for me, and it's really fun to play with them and play for him.
I don't know, after seeing you live tonight, I think you're the fastest guy in CCS. We might have to do a race or something after the season. Hey, but seriously though, I love what I saw. I mean, your offense is very explosive. And just talk about that one play. That seems to be like your signature play.
I don't know. We rep it in practice every day, and I know I can beat the one-on-one, so that's pretty much it. Jay gives me a perfect ball every time, and we make the play.
Nice. Talk about Jaylen's pass to you, though. I mean, that was totally unexpected, and I got that accidentally, but I got it.
I mean, yeah, that's another thing that we've practiced, and it feels good to have that work in the game, especially like a trick play like that. It feels good.
Nice. Talk about your line, though. I mean, your QB. I mean, he's kicking back there, relaxing and just waiting for you to get open.
Yeah, he's got a lawn chair back there. Yeah, the line really balled out. Best game of the season for them for sure. We really needed them. They're really the keys to the car. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I know Coach was talking about this win is a big win. I mean, that's a very, very good football team, undefeated, and you guys just took them down. Were you looking forward to this game?
Oh yeah, for sure. This is always circled on our calendar, and I mean, it just feels good. It's like, yeah, it feels good.
So what's next, man? What's next for the Los Gatos Wildcats?
We got a good game next week against Mountain View, and then week 10 against Menlo. That's gonna be a good game. Riordan, But yeah, we're ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, they're ready for playoffs. Your running style.
Hey, first man always making a miss, and after that it's bonus, So the first one's always free, and the lineman's blocking their ass off. So we're just gonna keep it on them, and they do their job, I'll do mine, and it's just that we execute from there. So there we go. Hey, the line. Hey, we started off, we were struggling. Line's been working every day. They're getting better, and we're only going up from here. So. Just ready for the next one. Yep.
Talk about your goals from the beginning of the season, and how is that going so far?
I think my goals was really just to get this team on the right track and win CCS. I mean, that's always our goal: win league, win CCS, and the personal goals they'll come, but it's all about winning first. And we'll worry about the rest after.
Team first. Finally, you got to talk about your coaching staff, man. They seem like they really, really care about this team, and they bring you guys together.
Oh yeah, they make the game plan, and we just have to execute. We're going out here, we're giving it our all every day. We're putting our trust in the coaches, and they're trusting us to make the plays, and we're gonna make the plays. So our playmakers, give the ball to our playmakers, and we're gonna make a play.
Before we get to the predictions, we're going to move on to the GSF Week 9 top dogs. And you already heard from him, but I'm going to bring him back. because he's going to help me introduce our very first award of the week, Emiliano Mejia. GSF All-Star Emiliano Mejia from Los Gatos made an announcement right after the game. Check it out.
I got a message for Coach Crail. Congrats on Coach of the Week!
Thank you there, Mr. Mejia, for the wonderful announcement. And congratulations to Coach Quayle and the Los Gatos Wildcats for winning another league title.
Families stay together, right? Yeah. Hell of a job today, boys. Hell of a job. Family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family! Yeah.
Let's go to GSF Top Dog Offensive Player of the Week. Serra Potter's quarterback, Milwaukee Smith, got the unanimous votes from the GSF universe. 5 total touchdowns, and he only played 2/3 of the game against Valley Christian. Great job.
We just had to maintain focus. We know we had to have a focused week, and we had a good week. Just like paying attention to little things, and we had a good week. Had a good game.
Defensive Player of the Week, Sacred Heart Prep, John Chung. Top dog. My man went off against Aragon. He's a 3-star Harvard commit. He had 17 total tackles, an interception, and a fumble recovery. The Gators improved to 3-0 in the Peninsula League, 7-1 overall. We're going to see them this weekend against the MA Bears. That's going to be a good one. Special Teams Player of the Week, St. Ignatius kicker Cooper Luce. 18-yard field goal with 1 second left in regulation to upset the Mitty Monarchs. What? I picked him, and he made me proud. Huge road victory heading into their showdown against the Serra Padres under the lights at J.B. Murphy's Field this Friday night. Offensive Lineman of the Week goes to Piedmont Hills, Leonard Alvarez. He had 10 pancake blocks against Gilroy in their first league win. Congratulations. That's a sick photo. My man is a GSF All-Star. Defensive Lineman of the Week, Johnny Latu, aka John Wick. He too got the most votes for this one. Dominant performance against Valley Christian, and no one else performed as dominant as this guy. Latu, along with Colin Taitua, Timo Poloka, and Sam Goligoski, have dominated this category since week 1, and each have gotten this award because they have a really engaged fan base, and they're also pretty good. Congratulations, John Wick. Hustle Play of the Week. There were 2 from the same guy. I'm talking about R.L. Miller of the Sacred Heart Cathedral Fighting Irish. Miller made them pay for throwing to his side 30-17 SHC over BCP. And finally, the biggest award of the week, the ultimate game changer, and Los Gatos QB Jake Boyd got this one for leading his team past Wilcox to win the league title. Boyd completed 6 out of 10 passes for 182 yards, and he threw a 74-yard touchdown pass to Will Brennan and scored 1. Wildcats ran wild over Wilcox, 28-7.
We've always run the ball really well, and so that opens everything up. And I think that showed a ton tonight. We didn't run the ball a ton, but previously in games being able to run the ball so well, it just opened our whole offense up. And so it was kind of cool to get to unravel everything for the first time and just, stride down the field.
All right, before we get to the prediction segment, I have one more GSF Uncut to feature, and this is just going to be highlights of the actual Uncut interview, which is about 20 minutes long, and it's with Overfelt, Quinton Togia'i. I hope I said his name right, but there's an actual separate video for that you guys can watch, but this is just like 30-40 seconds of it. Okay, highlights.
My name is Quinton Togia'i. I go to Overfelt High School, and I'm a DN and running back, and I'm class of 2023. we took it really personally. It was to the point where, you know, at practice, we wasn't even playing music. We was playing that video on a loop, you know, just the whole time.
No way. I kind of know a few of the Westmont guys, so it was kind of like more like,
Yeah.
you know, okay, well, I know them a little bit more, and I only saw you guys one time, and that was against Santa Teresa, and unfortunately, you guys did not have a good game that week, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna base it on what I saw, you know, Westmont might be the one to win this, but no, I mean, I totally get it. You know, I'm glad that you actually reached out to me.
Coach Carlo is the one who showed me. He helped me put in perspective how big I was with those kids too, because I kind of undermined my own size. One thing that he did stress out a lot was sportsmanship. I think U of H is one of the schools that I really want to go to, and I'm still working like really hard to get there.
Welcome back, people. I am now joined by our good friend, great friend, awesome friend. The man needs a bio page, apparently. What's up, Coach Andrew?
Not much, you know. It's a great interview.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
I want to give a shout out to Quinton though, because he did reach out to me after the weekend. So it was an interesting weekend. First of all, I was 6 for 8. As far as the predictions, okay, I was 6 for 8.
Yeah.
But we got a couple wrong, and one of them was the Westmont Overfelt game, and it kind of there's some stuff behind the scenes that happened. that I mean, nothing major. No, wait, nothing major. But it was just an interesting thing. But I'm glad we cleared it up. If you guys watch that interview, you'll kind of know what we're talking about. I don't know. Maybe we should talk about it, because we're going to be doing the predictions, and I want to make sure that we are very clear about this. This is for fun, and what else? Don't take it personal.
Yeah, don't take it personal. And honestly, we are going off of what we've seen, and you know, obviously with the players that we have the opportunity of meeting, you know, and being able to watch them. So that is absolutely like what our predictions are based off of. It's based off what we've seen and, you know, what we have the opportunity to watch. So that's what we're going off of, you know.
Yep.
So we don't have the time to go on to, you know, see everything on paper and really do like those comparisons. So we're really going off of like, you know, what we see and what we know.
So Coach, then why do it?
You know what? I think it's fun. One, it's fun. And two, because of this, and you know, I think the greatest thing about doing the predictions is we're giving some light to some players, some teams that, you know, get some love, and also give them the exposure that they need, because hey, who knows, like, you know, especially these players that want to play at the next level. Now we're going to give you some exposure. Now there's exposure for you. Now people will know your name. There you go.
True. Should we be careful about what we say and how we say it?
I think,
you know, I'm going somewhere with this.
I know you're going somewhere with this. So I would say, you know, at the end of the day, you know, everything is, you know, we're doing everything for the players and the schools. You know, this is for them. This is for them. You know, we're not trying to like pinpoint at somebody. We're not trying to like completely like just throw somebody under like that. You know, we're actually going to talk about like, this is a standout player. We've seen this. This is stuff that we've seen. We're not making this crap up. Like, we're not.
Yeah.
Like, these are players that we've seen. So,
and I think we're pretty honest when we don't know a lot about a certain team or a certain player.
Mhm.
I know I am. I always mention, like, I don't know much about, like, for example, I didn't know much about Leland. All I know is their quarterback, because he was, he used to be at Serra, and then he transferred, and he's legit. He's a freshman, and he's on varsity, and he's getting a lot of valuable experience. But we're not, like Coach Andrew said, we're not out there to insult or degrade or put anybody down. What was interesting about the Overfelt Westmont game is that, yeah, we made our prediction. It actually served as a motivation for Overfelt, definitely, as you will hear. If you haven't seen the interview with Quinton, I highly recommend you watch it, because this kid is very, very mature. He acted on something that he thought was getting out of hand. I know Coach Andrew got a lot of DMs behind the scenes. I did too, for the most part. But there was a comment that was made on social media that I just want to touch up on. Don't want to really get into it, because we want to do this prediction segment right away. But there was an individual who commented on a very, very short clip that was posted by an Overfelt coach. I think it was Coach Carlo, the head coach. First of all, Coach Carlo is an awesome guy. Okay. I have his number. He's got my number. We're only a phone call away, a text away to chat. I'm probably going to go to lunch or dinner with him sometime soon to discuss some possibilities of GetSportsFocus working with Overfelt with the program. But there was an individual that commented about something that was pretty inaccurate. And I know what he was trying to do initially, but when I try to clarify to him behind the scenes that, look, I understand you said this, but just so you know, that he was referring to the teenager commenting about something that he doesn't know much about, and that he doesn't even play the sport, so he shouldn't be talking about it. Now, everything is documented. If you go to the segment, which is about a minute and a half long, that teenager that he was referring to is Manalo. Obviously, he's the only teenager, unless he was talking about you. Manalo is a teenager. He goes to school. He is an excellent athlete. He's been out of this country to compete in the sport of soccer, and he's very, very passionate about being a competitor. And he knows football. He loves covering the St. Francis Lancers, like he kept saying. He goes to Lincoln, and he knows competition when he sees it. He knows good competition when he sees it, and he is 100% qualified to talk about a competitor competing during a competition. And that's what Manalo is asked to do when we ask him to say something. Now, this particular game, Westmont versus Overfelt, Manalo didn't say anything. His face was just there, chilling, waiting, right? I mean, that's what it looked like. But this one particular individual, commented that, Manalo should not be, the teenager should not be commenting, which I thought was a mistake. So I tried to correct him, but he just totally behind the scenes was like, oh no, you're wrong. You're totally wrong. I was like, okay. And then he blocked me, whatever. So that's what happened behind the scenes. That was what happened. So I'm pretty sure you're watching this, individual, Mr. Individual. And the weird part about that whole thing is he's actually a coach too, and not a high school coach. He's like a college coach. So whatever. We're not here to hurt people, but we're also not here to sugarcoat stuff. Okay. I think one of the coolest things that happened this past weekend is when Mitty lost to SI. I picked SI. You picked Mitty. And around 10:45 p.m., I got a text message from Coach Danny Sullivan, the Mitty head coach. And he blamed it on my red shirt. And then it was funny. It was funny. Now, that was an important game for Mitty. They just lost a potential. I mean, that was like a 1 second left, kicked 18-yard field goal from SI. And I thought that was funny because I was like, man, he lost a big game and he had time to call me out and blame my red shirt, which, you know, Coach Danny's a cool dude. And that's kind of like, you know, there's two different scenarios there, right? And I don't know. I think the more we do this, the more people will understand what we're doing. And, you know, oh, by the way, that one coach also said that we're trying to be famous.
Oh, yeah.
This is not for the kids.
Well, I mean, I honestly, like, you know, I'd be really surprised if I was being referred to as the teenager.
I know, right?
You know, but just to clarify, I played at Archbishop Mitty High School. I played football all 4 years. I played 1 year of JUCO football at De Anza College. I ran track and field at De Anza College. I ran track and cross country at Notre Dame de Namur University. I coached at Christopher High School and Archbishop Mitty. Coached at Christopher for football. I helped with Christopher football and Gilroy football. I coached at and did the NFL Combine training in San Ramon with California Strength. So I'm pretty sure like I've been around football for quite some time. So just to, you know, clarify, if I'm the teenager, then please.
I think I need to make a list of that and put it in the comment section. But anyway, I feel like we're giving too much attention to this negativity. But sometimes negativity needs to be addressed in order for it to completely just go away. If you don't like what you're watching, turn it off. There's other channels out there where they'll sugarcoat a bunch of stuff. I think we're being real. We're not, like I said, I think the best thing to go about these kinds of things is to just be as real as possible, you know, and we're having fun. So we're going to keep doing it. And people actually like it.
Absolutely.
So our game of the week is going to be Mount Pleasant versus Willow Glen. We're not going to comment on that because we don't know those two teams, but I am looking forward to watching that game, covering that game, and talking to that team, whichever team 6-2 versus 6-2, 5-0 versus 6-2, 5-0. Wow. That should be a good one.
Is this like is this for like the league title?
I believe so. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Big ups. I want to see a good game. If I'm going to say anything on it, like I want to see a hard fought game. That just sounds like an awesome matchup.
And you know, speaking of hard fought, awesome game, that Westmont Overfelt game looked like a really good game. I mean, it came down to the last minute and Overfelt like just scored a touchdown and that's how they won. So, man, shout out to those two teams. And we got Santa Teresa at Lincoln High School, Lincoln's homecoming. Manalo School. Manalo's not here because he's at soccer, so he can't comment. But Coach Andrew, I warn you to be careful of what you're about to say. You've seen Santa Teresa. I've seen Santa Teresa against Overfelt. I've seen Lincoln against Christopher. What do you think?
I think, well, you know, Santa Teresa, the last 2 weeks that they played, like they kept it close with Live Oak. This last week against Christopher, like it went to, and both those games went to overtime. So Santa Teresa is built to go. They will go the distance with any team. Man. So yeah, they fought at the end of the Santa Teresa Christopher game. Kids were so exhausted because of how hard that game was like played and how long it went. So, you know, seeing that and then having watched Lincoln play, you know, Lincoln lost to Live Oak. I know because of someone went down and it's a big key part. If he's back this week, I will give the edge to Lincoln.
Wait, who went down?
Back. Number 7.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Okay. If he's back this week, hands down, Lincoln's they're gonna take it. if it's not, it's going to be it. I still give the edge to Lincoln because you still have Sal. You know, he just let him get loose
And
because
the brother.
Yeah, and Keon, like, you know,
Yeah.
or kind I don't know how to say his name, but sorry if I butchered it. But the way Christopher ran on Santa Teresa, you let somebody like Sal get loose like that, it's going to be hard to contain. So
And that line is like very athletic. Man,
yeah,
but then
so
again, Santa Teresa's line is also athletic.
very athletic too.
Yeah.
But if you get to the second level on Santa Teresa, which is what Christopher showed in their last game, you get to the second level, like it's going to be hard to stop. And you have someone like Sal, who's a great running back, good vision. You know, you got to contain him. If you can't contain him, I'm going Lincoln all the way. I'm not going to say a score because this seems like another one of those games that Santa Teresa is going to take the distance. So
yeah,
whoever does that is going to win this game. But I will give the edge to Lincoln. Prove me wrong.
I just talked to our GSF all-star athlete, Joshua the Bear Reyes. And I know Manalo's going for Lincoln. He's all in on this. Cool. But I think I'm going to go with Santa Teresa. The reason why is because all these close games from earlier in the season and the fact that they actually lost last week, right? To Christopher.
Yeah, in overtime.
So my challenge to the boys at Santa Teresa is like, man, take your team captain's advice, discipline, clean up the mistakes, and maybe, just maybe, you guys will actually run away with this game, you know, with a 30-plus game performance. So, but Lincoln's very good. They're very disciplined. They're very athletic. So this should be a really good matchup. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there because I'm going to be at Willow Glen. So good luck.
Yeah.
I'll say 33-28, fourth quarter. It's going to come down to that. So, but I'm gonna go with Santa Teresa on this one. Sorry, Manalo.
Yeah. No, just to piggyback off that, like, it's like, you know, it's true. You know, it's towards the end of the year, boys, like, you got it like that. That's the turning point in a game. You know, keep it clean. Keep it clean. Listen to your leaders.
Yep. Next one. Oh, Mitty at Valley Christian. Can I go first?
Go for it.
I'm just going to say Valley Christian. I have a lot of respect for Valley. When I saw them against Serra, they got their butts kicked. But looking at the positive thing that happened in that game, I was looking at a bunch of sophomores getting their butts kicked by a bunch of star players. So don't worry, Valley Christian. This year might be out, but the future is bright because those guys did not give up. They kept fighting to the end. And I'm glad that Coach Machado left his starters all the way until the fourth quarter, because the crazy thing about this game, man, dude, Serra took out their starters in the third quarter and they still stopped Valley Christian's offense and defense. That's how good Serra is right now. So for the young guys, Marcel Leggett, Jordan Vargas, those two guys in particular, man, Jordan Vargas was going against 3-star athletes and guarding them. Kept up, but he just couldn't make the play because they were just better than him right now. So in about a year or two, those guys, their mental game is going to be through the roof because of all these wonderful experiences that they're going through right now. So with that, I don't think they'll beat Mitty. I think Mitty's going to dominate this game. I think Valley Christian is going to fight back, and I think it's going to be a close 17-14 game. Mitty Monarchs. That's my careful prediction.
I mean, if
no, man,
holds...
Valley's gonna be good in the future. I'm telling you, like those underclassmen, they're gonna be all right.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna. I'm. You know. I'm gonna obviously. It's obvious. Like I've picked Mitty every week because I believe in that squad. I believe my school all the way. But I do want to touch upon that. Like this young Valley Christian team is gaining more from this season than, and I would actually have to put it them and Riordan. Those two teams are gaining so much experience right now.
Yeah,
It's gonna be so much fun to watch. So I don't see Valley Christian giving up, especially like how they did against Serra. Like they wanted to keep playing, and I think they're gonna do the same thing with Mitty. They're gonna make Mitty work, and I think Mitty, like going into the playoffs, like you want this kind of like hard nosed game. It'd be good for them. So if the future looks really bright for Valley, like I'm very impressed with these young teams keeping up with like a star-studded squad like against Serra. Like we watched both Riordan and Valley play against Serra, and the way that those guys just played against them, it's like this looks good for them in the future.
yeah.
It looks great.
I mean, I don't think they kept up with them. They really got their butts kicked, but
I meant more like
they
heart.
they kept competing. Like they never folded, and so that and that's WCAL football right there. I mean, that's how these coaches coach their kids. It doesn't matter if it's a good team or a bad team. The way they coach their kids are all out, don't ever give up, because when that starts happening, then you're in trouble. Okay, so you're taking Mitty.
I'm taking Mitty, and Danny, please win by 2.
Win by 2.
2-10. Win by 2 scores.
Oh,
that's
2
all
scores.
I want.
2 scores. I wouldn't be surprised if Valley Christian takes the lead and keeps the lead for a while.
For a little bit.
And then Mitty will come back with Scudero and Wills throwing bombs and all that. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Wills Towers, GSF All-Star QB. Hopefully he's back this week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Sacred Heart Cathedral, Riordan. This is on Saturday. It's gonna be for the Stanfield Cup. It's an important game, but I think Sacred Heart Cathedral is gonna shut out Riordan.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably agree with you on that one. It's Sacred Heart, a lot of experience on that team, a lot of great players. Riordan, young, a little bit inexperienced. Sacred Heart is like, especially with how they're rolling right now, I don't really see them. I think there's going to be some highlights again, like we've said, with Riordan. Like they'll show some sparks of like what's to come later on down the road. But I think as of right now, they're not going to keep up with a very like sound team like Sacred Heart right now. So I see a shutout. But it's good. Everything looks bright for them. Freshman quarterback, like, come on. He's going to be a stud.
I just don't see how they're going to move the ball with Miller and Sanders back there, and then you got Mixon, and then you have those DNs like number 34. Like he's a stud. I'm looking forward to the Serra Sacred Heart Cathedral game already. So.
Me too.
But yeah,
that's gonna be a fun one.
And man, Sacred Heart Cathedral, oh my goodness, that game against Bellarmine. Wow. Yeah. That really shows you how kind of far back Bellarmine still is when it comes to just I guess like athleticism, right? I mean, Sacred Heart Cathedral's got a lot of athletes. And Bellarmine, I mean, they just go all out. They play with a lot of heart, but that one interception by Miller, all he did was like put his hands up, and then the quarterback just stuck it right between his hands. He's playing the end. R.L. Miller was playing the end, and he intercepted the ball from 10 feet away from the quarterback. Like it was so quick. We showed it on Twitter highlights. So
yeah,
anyways,
I was like, eesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bellarmine Bells at St. Francis, Holy War, senior night for the Lancers. Manalo's super excited about this one because he thinks he's gonna get free food, which he probably will. If you want Manalo to go to your game, hook him up with some free food, and he will be there early.
Holy War. I love the Holy War. The Holy War is so like, there's so much publicity around that game.
Yeah.
Just because of like the history between it. It's such a good game. However, I'm gonna go with it. However, after that Mitty loss, like, you know, we didn't want to say it, but we did. And it showed, you know, Bellarmine just they look kind of flat and just, I don't know. Someone's got to pick that team up. Somebody, like, and I'm not going to point out anyone. Like, somebody on that Bellarmine team needs to kick the morale back up. Like, you guys got to fight for each other a lot harder on that one. You guys got to believe in each other a little bit more, right? Just because it's a play, dude, let it go. It's done. Move on. Make the next play. Like,
yeah,
that's how you have to play. Especially if it's a team like St. Francis. If you dwell on something, they will take advantage of it and they'll keep driving it down and they will not let up. So you got to keep up and play to that same intensity, especially with this kind of a game. It's the Holy War. It's senior night. You want to make a statement that and prove us wrong really, really well. Do that. That's all I want to see. I want to see a hard fought game from Bellarmine. That's all I want to see. I will edge it out to St. Francis. So prove me wrong, Bell. Prove me wrong. Parker and Bennett Anderson. Prove me wrong.
Big, man.
Prove me wrong, Bennett. So please prove me wrong. Like, but that's what I want you guys to key on is play for each other. Make this a game. That's all I gotta say.
So you're picking Bellarmine?
No, I'm picking St. Francis.
Okay.
Said all that because I love this. Like, I've seen this game, like when we would watch film in high school, watching these matchups between Bellarmine and St. Francis, it's so gritty. It's always such a gritty game just because of it's the Holy War. Out of the WCAL, that, especially in the San Jose area, that is like the game. That is the biggest rivalry game.
The game that, yeah. No, it's true. I think you're right about the whole thing with Bellarmine. Like, they gotta be careful what I say now. The record doesn't matter when it comes to this game, really, because I remember back in, is it 2010? Okay, when Gigantino, Ronald, when those guys, Episona, Manigo, Tim Crowley, all those guys, Travis McHugh, that year, they played St. Francis, and it was a close game. And and Bellarmine actually pretty much beat De La Salle in the first game of the season.
I remember that year.
That team that year, I believe I know they beat St. Francis, but I think St. Francis just kept coming back, and it was like a really, really good game. So for this one, I think what's going to happen is I think the line is really going to control this game. And this is going to be a running clock. Like, the clock is going to keep going because both teams are going to run. The more you keep the other team away from the ball, like offensively, I think St. Francis is going to eat up the clock, beat up the Bells line and defense over and over and over, short runs here and there. Because now I think their backfield is healthy now. They got 34 back, and I think they're gonna pound it, and the clock is gonna run. And anytime and every time Bellarmine gets on offense, that's gonna be tough because they haven't really done some good things offensively. So I would say it's going to be a 10-7 game. It's going to be exciting. The Lancers going to keep it exciting. Who knows? We might see a defensive touchdown again. I think Keala is going to have a really good game flying around. And Keala is a GSF All-Star now. I'm looking for. We have 7 St. Francis Lancers playing in this game. in the All-Star game.
Wow.
And we're
There you
gonna
go.
we're gonna cut it off to 7. We don't want the whole team. That wouldn't be fair. But we have 7.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to Oliver, Bobby, Kiala, Matthew. Man, it's gonna be nice. So yeah, I'd say 10-7. And it's gonna be big headlines. Oh, Bellarmine, St. Francis, 10-7, nail biter ending. Which means someone's gonna have to kick a field goal. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, like it's gonna be a good game. Like I said, this game is always highlighted in the WCAL. It's a big game. So you know what? I did say a lot of things to Bellarmine. So you know what? And I called out Bennett. And I love that guy. So you know what? Bellarmine, do it.
Ooh,
I'll
he
go with Bells.
switched.
I will change it. I will
Nice.
switch. I will go Bells on this one because I believe that like what I said, I hope it rings in your ears. So do it. Let's go, Bellarmine.
Yeah. This is Did we do Serra SI yet?
Mm-mm.
No. Serra at St. Ignatius, rival game, league title match at SI under the lights at JB Murphy Field next to the ocean with the fog.
This is an interesting one, for lack of a better word. This is an interesting with how SI has kind of moved along recently. This is an interesting pick.
I'm nervous about this game, to be honest with you.
It's hard to pick against Serra, as it always will be. But I hope that like this will probably be one of their tougher games. I'm hoping. Please don't get mad at me, coaches at Serra.
Coach Thomas is gonna call you out.
I know. Coach Thomas. We'll find that video later.
Coach Thomas got the best 2 linebackers in the West Coast, though. Danny Neal and Jabari Man.
I would agree. So I think this will probably be I'd say this is probably the highest scoring against Serra. But I can't, it's hard to pick against Serra. So I'd say SI will probably get three scores and then running clock towards the rest of the game. That's about it. They'll win this game. Serra's going to win this game regardless. Like that depth is too good. It's too good, but I think SI will actually put some points up against them.
Yeah.
Sorry, Coach Thomas, don't kill me.
2013, Bellarmine played SI in the CCS championship. Bellarmine was supposed to win that game, but for some reason, SI won that game. And my reporter, Alex Simon, did an interview on the sideline, and that game was being televised. And because we look so professional in how we conduct our business, the live television crew focused in on Alex Simon, who is from St. Francis. He was one of my interns. He works for the Bay Area News Group now. And we talked to Jackson and Elijah, forgot his name, but big time. He went big time in college, but they beat Bellarmine. And that always stood out to me. I do remember SI beating Serra at home in the last game of the season, 2019, to mess up their 9-0, supposed to be 10-0 record. But the last couple of years, they've really dominated SI. But after last week's game against Mitty, I'm like, no, you cannot overlook SI. I'm a little nervous for the Serra Padres when it comes to this game because all it takes is, But I'm still going to pick the Serra Padres because I think they have the best players on defense in NorCal, at least. So defensively, I think they're going to dominate.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a chance for SI. There's always a chance for that team. They are well coached. They're very disciplined. So is Serra, right? But we've seen Serra kind of they had a hard time. They had a hard time against Riordan. right? They came out against Valley. So if Serra were to come out like they did last weekend, this game's a wrap after the first quarter.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think SI is going to let that happen. So I think this is going to go all the way down to the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. And, I can see a thriller of a game. So, but SI's got a golden opportunity to really mess up everything.
They do.
Talk about like
good chance.
really messing up everything all over the place. Not just Serra, not just WCL, not just the CCS, not just NorCal. It's the freaking state. Like they'll mess up the state. This is going to make headline national news if they were to beat the Padres. Question is, can they do it?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Can you put together like a complete game, right? Like spotty game last week, like it was just back and forth all the time. Just can SI put it all together this game? Who knows? But like we both have said, like it's really hard to pick against Serra.
Yep. I think this is going to be a game where the time is going to go by fast. And before you know it, 4 minutes left. We need to score, guys, or we need to stop them. So I think it's going to be a close game. Let's see. What do I have here? I put 28-7. Serra. That's a close game for the Padres, by the way. 28-7.
That is a close game.
Yeah, I see a fourth quarter, like fourth quarter. All right, we've played enough. Let's put this away. No, but SI they look really good. I wish they were closer so that we can get to know them a little bit more, but they're kind of way out there. So this is this opportunity to cover a game over there at night for the first time for me is going to be cool. And I'll be there for the JV game there. The JV game is also a title game. So if there's a title on the line, GetSportsFocus most likely will be there. And I'll try to get there as soon as I can.
There you go.
Yep. All right, 2 more games. We're going slow with this, Coach.
That's okay.
Oak Grove at Christopher. It's Christopher senior night, and it's at Christopher, obviously.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I think you sparked something in Oak Grove.
Yeah, that was cool. Hey, I like the impact we're making, Coach. We're motivating individuals. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually, that is pretty cool. If you really think about it.
Yeah, remember, it's for the kids.
It is for the kids. Yeah, I know.
But I will have to go with my Cougars. I will go with my Cougars. I think it's gonna be close because come on, guys, like stop making mistakes. I'm gonna take a page out of you. Stop making mistakes. Trust each other. And no dumb penalties. You guys know what you're doing. Just focus on what you're doing at that time. Then move on. I've said this many times to all of you guys. You do that, this will be a game that you can just take and enjoy senior night. Sorry, Coach Cadero. But I will say you guys have the experience on this team. You guys are a CCS proven team. Show them that you are a CCS proven team. Prove that. That's all I want. I don't care about the score. Prove that you are a CCS caliber team. Christopher Cougars. That's all I want to see. And if you do that, you will win this game. Okay? Oak Grove, just play hard. What you did last week, make this game tough. Make Christopher work for it, though. I think this is going to be a close game.
Yeah.
This is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be down to a field goal, to be completely honest. So whoever stays the most disciplined the entire game, not just the players, everybody in that stadium, because I will be there tomorrow. Everybody in that stadium, keep it clean and let the kids play. And let's have a good game tomorrow. all
I think the
got to
refs
say.
are gonna win this game.
No, he said it.
I think the refs are gonna throw as many flags as they can in this game.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I like what you said about Christopher. I think they have the potential to really, elevate their program to a whole different level as far as this season if they were to really dominate Oak Grove. Now for Oak Grove, one thing that I would like to see them do against Christopher is take out the passing game. Just completely shut it down. Make them run. Make them run, Rizkala. Because I think that will slow the game down. Because Christopher, they have that capability to just, throw the bombs from what I saw. And if you take that away, Shamar Matthews, Tayshawn, Jameer, Aquino, if you guys take that away, you have a shot at winning this game. Because if your quarterback plays the way he did last week, you guys have a shot. And now that you know how that's done, just do it again. That's all you got to do. Just do it again. Go all out, all 4 quarters, and do it again. But I think for Oak Grove, I think they started turning the program after that win last week. And whatever happens this week and next week, those are 2 really tough teams, Christopher and then Santa Teresa, to end the season. Just keep that momentum going. But I do think they have a chance against Christopher. So I'll pick Oak Grove post game. There's going to be some points scored in this game. I'll say it's going to be a 27-20. Oak Grove, you got to score early, just like you did with Leland. Drive down, punch, score, and then play defense. So that would be the strategy that I would go. But then again, what do I know? For the record, I am from Gunn High School in Palo Alto, and I did 4 years of football. I was also a wrestler, a baseball player, and a track athlete, and I was a team captain in every single one of those sports, except for track and baseball. But I was for wrestling and football, so I know what I'm talking about. And actually, and also having the experience to be around great programs like the Serras and the Mittys and the St. Francis Lancers and the Bellarmine Bells and the Valley Christians. I've learned a lot just interacting with a lot of these coaches and teams and players. So, that's kind of like my background. But we got one more game, Coach. Menlo Atherton. Menlo Atherton with or without Jurion Dickey against Sacred Heart Prep Gators, the red hot Gators. This one's for the league title, and SHP is at home.
Oh, I'm assuming it's senior night for them too.
Senior day.
Maybe
it's senior day. There's one more game, so I'm not 100% sure if it's senior day. But this is for the league title, so whoever wins this takes the league, from what I understand. And Jurion hasn't played much lately. I don't think he played the last 3 games. He was seen in pitches last week, but they're winning without him.
Yeah,
so and it's not like he's the guy. I mean, I think he's an added bonus. MA's really good, but so is SHP. The Sacred Heart Prep, they only have 1 loss, and I believe that was to Sacred Heart Cathedral, first game of the season. So
I know this is a tough one.
This is a tough one.
I will edge it. I think it's gonna be close. Like, I think this is gonna be like any of the other games that we've talked about, minus a few. This will be another one of those like really, really close games, just because of like how these teams have been playing. MA doing it, like you said, they're winning without Jurion. Like, that shows just like, this team plays together. Sacred Heart Prep, I think that steam that they've had since the beginning of the season to prove that they belong in the open division and that they can roll with these guys, like they're still rolling with that. So that's why this makes this game so hard to pick, because MA is playing well. Sacred Heart Prep's been playing well.
Yep.
At home though, like I think it's gonna go all the way. Like you'll probably have like their version of like, you know, that Serra SI like feel, not calling it like the same way, but it'll be the same feel. Probably that last I would say that last 3 to 5 minutes at the end of the game is where the game's gonna get won. It will just be down to that. I don't know if it's gonna be a field goal. I don't know if it's gonna be a score. Like, who knows? Like, this is a very even. I'd say this is a very evenly matched game. It's just who wants it more, who wants to take the league title.
Now that I like think about the athletes on both sides of the ball, like this is pretty even. You got Carter Shaw guarding like Jono Price or Jurion, and then you got John Chung like on this at the safety position, just, you know, watching everything. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a defensive game, Coach.
It's gonna be will be a defensive game, and it's gonna be like who can keep the game clean. Yeah. Penalties have been killing a lot of these games lately. Like from what I've seen, and like from what like I've been hearing around is like, you know, I don't know if the referees are like, you know, just trigger happy lately. Just if you could keep it clean as much as you can, because the less mistakes on the team is usually the one who wins. Well, and we've seen games. Yeah.
I could tell you now, like an afternoon game at Sacred Heart Prep, I can almost guarantee you like the refs that they're gonna have there are like the top-notch refs.
Perfect.
Because I usually see the same crew, and they're good. They're very good. So they're very good at what they do. But yeah, I think the offense, they're gonna need to drain the time and really tire out the defense. Whoever's on offense,
both sides.
Whoever's on yeah. I think if you're defense, your goal is to get out of there. Go 3 and out. But if you're offense, man, grind that grind it. 4 yards, 5 yards. And they both teams, they have the running back for that too. So I think it's gonna be a good game. But I'll pick Sacred Heart Prep. The reason why is because I just feel like they're very, very motivated to really, you know, elevate the program to where like a team like Serra's at, and St. Francis, they want to get in the open. I think they can do it, you know. And it's there's gonna be a few really, really big plays in this, because these two teams have big play capabilities. Like you're gonna see some nasty hits, some big catches, some bombs. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. I might have to shoot up from up top so I can get a good angle.
Yeah, this is another one of those games. Like, you know, you want to, like, if you have do they stream these games?
What was that?
Do they stream these ones?
They do. Yeah. Sacred Heart Prep, they have a really good streaming thing going on over there.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone, like, you know, gets a chance to like watch that stream, like, you know, watch it. Like, you know, it's like we've all been saying, like, yeah, no, I believe you. And Sacred Heart Prep is very, very motivated to run it the way that they are right now.
Yeah.
Like,
this will be the game.
This is a game.
This is probably their best competition of as far as the schedule, I think. I mean, I think they're going to be playing Menlo.
Oh, to end it?
Last game. Yeah, I think that's the Valpo Bowl. Something like that.
Oh,
but we'll
that
see.
sounds fun.
But as far as this week, that's the last game on the list, right? Let me check. Double check. Yep, that's it. Anything else, Coach?
What else do we have coming up? Top Dog. Did we talk about Top
Dog? Is on the 27th of November. Starting to pick up on that, like a lot more traffic coming through. That's The All-Star
Nice.
game is a lot of work, but it's gonna be worth it. So really excited to have these local athletes compete in that, and it's
There
gonna
you
be fun. Any updates on? Do we want to give updates on anything? I
I
think
mean,
we're good.
I think we're good for now. I think you know, it's towards the end of the year. You know, everyone's played really hard this year. If your season ends, you know, it's okay. You know, just know that you still have opportunities. Go to as many camps as you can. Try to make yourself better. Seek help. Ask for help. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Seek help and ask for help on like what you can do to get better, or those ones that like, you know, you need help to go to the next level. Talk, just ask. You know, there's no one will try to steer you astray. Like, you know, people are out here to help you. So, you know, I'm excited to see the top dog. I want to see like these players, see what they can do.
Yep.
And do all that stuff. So yeah, I'm excited.
Next week, we're gonna tease this. Next week, since Coach Andrew is from Mitty, he's got a Mitty background, WCAL, and this whole entire season we've been predicting every single WCAL matchup. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do something for fun. We're gonna put together our own WCAL first team, second team. He's gonna have his own, and I'm gonna have my own. So, no, Coach Andrew, you cannot put together a whole Mitty roster.
Damn it! I know I wouldn't do
I
that.
think that would be cool. I think that would be interesting to do. Like, I mean, you've seen it. You've seen these teams. So I'm interested to see like who would you rank where, and you know, let's do exactly what the website does for WCAL, where they have like players of the year, and then they have their first team and all that. I think we should do that. I think that would be kind of cool to do.
Ooh, yeah.
Or
okay.
No. Wait,
that sounds fun.
Careful. We better be careful. We don't want to, you know.
We don't want to ruffle any feathers.
I'm just kidding. No, because they come out so late. If we were to base everything on just the top, the 10 games, like who would be what? Who would be who? You know, like for freshman of the year, do you automatically pick somebody who's a freshman on varsity, or do you pick somebody who's a freshman, period? Because I can tell you right now.
Well, I know you're
I'll just do the freshman of the year. Okay. There's 5 freshmen that I saw who, I mean, I still haven't seen SI yet. Oh no, I did. Did I? Yeah, I did. But like, man, Chase Cahoon. You got Patterson at Valley. You got the QB at Riordan, Michael Mitchell Jr. You know, Serra's got a couple of guys. Aaron Meyer, like I think he's right up there. But do you give it to the one player who's competing in varsity automatically? Which kind of like what they've been doing this whole entire time. Riordan Dickey was freshman of the year because he was on varsity. Champ from Valley was freshman of the year. He played varsity as a freshman. So I'm just wondering.
No, that'd be a good one. I think that's an interesting take on it, and you know, I think it's a good way to like really show, like, you know, what other kids are coming up. I think especially for like those ones, like those awards, like freshman, sophomore, like, you know, it's good to like see, you know, what the future of the WCAL is actually going to look like, and just to keep an eye on it. It's like some of these kids are going to be big time playmakers. Even if they already are, they'll just get better.
I think that would be interesting. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Nothing personal. We'll just do it just because we want to do it, because we've seen it. We've seen these guys, and let's hand out some virtual awards. So anyways, that'll be next week. But then again, for now, it's like, you know, you guys enjoy your week ahead, and we will see you on the field. Cool.